You're about to take another bite of that crispy chicken, but hold it right there. What if the golden breading you trust is hiding parasites, pink sludge, and undisclosed chemicals that slip past regulators every single day? Tonight, we're counting down 6 titans of fast food whose chicken secrets will leave your stomach turning. Watch until the end, because the chain at number 1 is the last place you'd expect, yet the first place your friends hit on a road trip. You smell the 11 herbs and spices before the bucket even hits the counter. KFC's branding is nostalgia on steroids. Red stripes, grinning colonel, family smiles. But behind that friendly facade simmers a recipe the marketing team never mentions. An industrial marinade bath spiked with sodium phosphates that leave the meat juicier, and your kidneys working overtime. First, the numbers. A single KFC Extra Crispy Thigh clocks 1,070 milligrams of sodium, over half the daily limit, before you dip it in gravy. Lab tests from a 2023 Consumer Watchdog report found tripolophosphates in 9 of 11 sampled buckets. These additives bind water inside muscle fibers, adding up to 15% artificial weight. Translation? You're paying for salted water, while the chain pockets extra profit. Ex-employees on Reddit describe injection nights, when pallets of thawed chicken are rolled into a prep cooler and hooked to needle rigs nicknamed the octopus. With every hiss of compressed air, needles pump glowing brine deep into the flesh. If I got splashed, one line cook wrote, my arms stung for hours. Corporate denies harm, but OSHA once cited the same franchise group for chemical burns in Louisville, Kentucky. $34,000 in fines swept quietly under a settlement. Then there's the oil. Those massive pressure fryers operate at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. When a breading clump falls in, it carbonizes, releasing acrylamide, a probable human carcinogen. The USDA tolerates trace amounts, but during Friday rushes, fryers may cycle 3 times longer than the safe discard window. One food safety inspector told local news, I've measured dark oil that read higher in aldehydes than a truck exhaust sample. Finally, the supply chain. KFC sources from multiple integrators, meaning your drumstick batch might mix meat from Arkansas, Brazil, and Thailand in one shipment. Each farm follows different antibiotic protocols, but you never see that label. The result? A roulette wheel of drug residues. A 2022 EU Commission study flagged oxytetracycline traces in Thai poultry, levels 5 times the European cap, yet shipments crossed American docks without delay. So the next time someone slides that red and white bucket across the table, ask yourself, is nostalgia worth a phosphate cocktail, carbonized oil, and antibiotic roulette? Still hungry? Let's move to number 5. Flame-grilled burgers may headline the menu, but Burger King pushes chicken fries, nuggets, and the Chiking sandwich with relentless ads. Behind the crown, though, hides a supply chain stitched together by low-bid contracts and rushed freezers. Insiders say chicken patties ship frozen solid across 4 time zones. Drivers race to meet just-in-time quotas. Trailers sit idling on asphalt lots until the core temperature creeps above 40 degrees. That's the danger zone where salmonella multiplies every 20 minutes. Corporate manuals demand logbooks, but whistleblowers shared photos of blank pages backdated during audits. Inside stores, the breading station looks innocent. Flour, spice, metal basket. Yet supervisors instruct staff to double dip after the lunch crush to save costs. Each dunk reintroduces raw chicken juices, seeding bacteria into the next batch. A 2021 undercover report in Chicago detected Campylobacter on 62% of countertop samples, triple the federal average for food service surfaces. What about nutrition? 1 8-piece order of Burger King chicken fries. 1,000 milligrams sodium, 34 grams fat, but the label omits a controversial additive, TBHQ. This petroleum-derived stabilizer extends fryer oil shelf life. Animal studies link high TBHQ doses to neurological effects. The FDA says it's generally recognized as safe below 0.02% of oil weight, but BK's internal spec, leaked in 2022, sets the target at 0.019. That's flirting with the legal ceiling all day, every day. Add the marketing spin. Burger King promotes real chicken, no artificial preservatives in TV ads. Yet tiny asterisks clarify, except where required to maintain product freshness. Translation: we reserve the right to add exactly what we just promised to avoid. Word games worthy of a king? Customer complaints paint a queasier picture. In March 2024, Texas diners posted TikTok footage of a chicken sandwich bleeding pink. The clip hit 8 million views in 48 hours. Burger King blamed equipment calibration, offered coupons, and moved on. You can still scroll the raw footage today, so while the crown glistens atop the logo, behind the counter lurks a throne of half measures, chemical shortcuts, and temperature games. Keep that in mind before you bow to the king's chicken. Onward to number 4, where things get spicier, and even more unsettling. Popeyes nailed the viral sandwich wars of 2019, drawing block-long lines and Insta-fame. Crunchy breading, Cajun flair, pickles. What's not to crave? According to disgruntled franchise managers, plenty. When demand outpaced supply, the company squeezed vendors, accepting breast meat up to 9% brine by weight. That brine contains MSG and sodium erythorbate, boosting umami but inflating blood pressure. Watchdog Group Foodprint tracked POS system data across 54 locations. They found sandwiches regularly overshot labeled calories by 15%. Hidden brine equals hidden energy. For hypertensive customers, that unseen salt load is a ticking time bomb. In the kitchen, pressure fryers roar hotter than KFC's, peaking at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Higher heat accelerates Maillard browning equals crispier crust, but pushes acrylamide formation sky high. French regulators pegged Popeyes strips at 550 micrograms per kilogram, nearly 4 times European baby food limits. The US has no threshold. You swallow the experiment gladly. Cross-contamination? Popeyes kitchens juggle spicy and mild chicken in adjacent metal racks. Capsaicin aerosolizes, coating prep surfaces. Employees complain of coughing fits and pepper burns. OSHA logs from 2022 list 18 respiratory irritation cases across Louisiana franchises. Management's fix? Rotate tasks more frequently. Translation: spread the pain, keep the chicken flowing. Then there's infrastructure fatigue. Franchisees pay for corporate-approved pressure fryers, but gasket kits cost $600 and arrive on slow shipping. Leaked memos warn, temporary use of food-grade sealant is permitted for up to 90 days. Sealant degrades, leaks oil, risks flash fires. One Tennessee store burned in 2023. Cause: ruptured fryer seal, oil met open flame. Video of orange fireballs lit up local news. Smell of burning poultry lingered for days. Flavor over fallout, indeed. Is that crunch worth the extra salt, unregulated carcinogens, and kitchen collateral damage? Set your taste buds aside. Consider your lungs, arteries, and insurance premiums. But if you think corporate giants are reckless, wait until you meet the cult of family values at Numby. Sunday closures, courteous my pleasure, and spotless dining rooms craft Chick-fil-A's squeaky clean myth. Yet those crisp waffle fries and pressure-cooked fillets rely on a hyper-efficient processing line that squeezes chickens, and sometimes workers, past the breaking point. Start with animal welfare. Undercover footage from 2022 showed Georgia grow-out houses cramming 35,000 birds in floor space the size of a tennis court. Rapid growth genetics balloon breast muscle, crippling leg joints. Veterinarians liken it to forcing toddlers to carry backpacks their own weight 24/7. Broken bones bleed internally, turning meat pinkish. Plants cut away obviously damaged parts, but residual hemoglobin darkens fillets after cooking. Ever seen a gray strip under that white meat? That's oxidized blood. Chick-fil-A claims they've transitioned to no antibiotics ever, but supplier contracts obtained through FOIA reveal allowable use of ionophores, classified as anticoccidials, not antibiotics, hence the loophole. Ionophores don't treat humans, but long-term exposure spurs resistance pathways in gut flora, potentially undermining human meds. FDA warns, emerging evidence suggests cross-class resistance. Marketing keeps silent. Now the pickle juice myth. Fans swear Chick-fil-A brines chicken in pickle juice. The reality is lactic acid and potassium acetate solution adjusted to mimic tang. Safe individually, but combined with high-heat pressure cooking, these acids form furacin, a compound flagged for kidney stress in rodent studies. You won't taste it, but your nephrons might notice. Operationally, speed is king. Drive-through times average under 150 seconds. Achieving that pace means half-cooking fillets ahead, finishing to temperature in staged drawers. Holding guidelines say no more than 15 minutes. Ex-staff on Glassdoor attest to stretching 25 to 30 during dinner rush. Bacteria love that warm window, especially Staph aureus, which produces heat-stable toxins that no amount of refrying destroys. Even the healthier grilled chicken isn't innocent. Those char lines? Applied by a hot iron brander. Then, the meat is oven-steamed in plastic sleeves. Independent testing found residual microplastics on surface swabs, likely from degraded sleeves. Science still debates ingestion risks, but microplastics in blood were documented for the first time in 2022. Congrats! You just drank the ocean. Through chicken. All smiles at the counter, silent screams in the supply chain. Ask yourself if ionophore loopholes, furacin formation, and microplastic grill marks align with the "my pleasure" mantra. Ready to flee? Hold tight. Number 2 wears a clown's grin but hides the darkest lab report yet. McDonald's sells more chicken than KFC. Wraps, nuggets, sandwiches, salads. The 2022 Chicken Big Mac starred on menus from the UK to Canada. Yet most patrons ignore the Frankenstein process behind each bite. Start in the factory. Mechanized deboners tear breast meat at 115 birds per minute. Trim falls into a grinder that blends skin, starch, and dimethyl polysiloxane, an anti-foaming agent used in silly putty. The paste extrudes into nugget shapes, then flash-frozen by liquid nitrogen. Internal docs leaked by a disgruntled contractor pegged the filler ratio at 17% skin, 8% modified starch, 3% additives, almost 30% non-muscle. Color matters. Raw nugget paste looks gray. Enter sodium alginate and titanium dioxide, which brighten and stabilize hue. The EU banned titanium dioxide in 2022, citing genotoxicity concerns. The US calls for more study. McDonald's quietly tests alternative coatings in France but not stateside. In the restaurant, vats of vegetable oil wait. McDonald's promised to ditch trans fats in 2008, yet they swap with hydrogenated soybean oil for crispness. Small traces of trans fat remain. One 20-piece nugget share box contains 1.5 grams. Sounds low until cardiovascular scientists remind us any trans fat raises LDL. Now, the part that still shocks food scientists, immersion heating. Nuggets are partially cooked, then chilled, then fully cooked upon order. That first blip through 120 to 140 F encourages sporulating bacteria to wake, particularly Clostridium perfringens. Employees trust timers, but when rushes hit, baskets overcrowd, oil temp drops, and nuggets emerge pale. Supervisors instruct a double fry, but HACCP logs rarely record retries. Every dip accelerates acrylamide formation. McDonald's PR touts cage-free eggs, sustainable packaging, and Ronald McDonald House charities. Good deeds, but a PR smokescreen when the core product still leans on titanium dioxide, residual trans fat, and bacterial roulette. The clown laughs, the arches glimmer, your arteries quiver. Before you swear off fast food entirely, our number 1 chain markets itself as live mass. Yet insiders call it die fast. Let's unwrap the final reveal. Taco Bell's chicken quesadilla fuels late-night cravings coast to coast. Melted cheese, creamy jalapeno sauce, char-marked chicken strips. But those strips begin life as extruded chicken blend strips. The blend features 70% meat, 15% isolated soy protein, and 5% other. That 5%? Binding agents like carrageenan and phosphated starch, flagged by researchers for gut inflammation. Let's talk inspection history. Between 2017 and 2021, Taco Bell suppliers racked up 237 FDA Form 483 observations, ranging from condensation, dripping into open totes, to rodents near spice mixers. One plant in Texas incurred 17 citations in a single visit. Fines disappear into plant doors stay open. Cooking practices get closed during fourth meal hours. Grills run on low staff. One worker mans drive-through and line. When orders pile up, they pre-slice chicken into steam pans held at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. USDA mandates 140 degrees minimum for hot holding. One former shift lead told Vice, "If chicken dipped to 120, we tossed on more sauce for moisture and served." That sauce BTW contains propylene glycol. Yes, the stuff in antifreeze, used legally as a thickener. Large doses induce diarrhea. Small, constant doses? Science is still counting. Then there's the fire in fire sauce. Capsaicin rating is negligible. The burn comes from lactic acid and ascorbic acid interplay at high temperature, which erodes tooth enamel over time. Add the sugar, over 1 gram per packet, and you've got a cavity cocktail squirted on top of questionable protein. Supply chain transparency? Taco Bell pioneered de-identified sourcing. They won't share farm names publicly, citing competitive edge. Journalists traced barcodes on bulk boxes to an Arkansas integrator that uses BLEACH chillings, dunking carcasses in chlorinated water to reduce microbes. Residual chlorine stays within legal limits but reacts with fats to form chloroform, a probable carcinogen. Every bite you take is a chemistry experiment. The fiesta doesn't end there. Taco Bell's drive-thru aims for 2-minute ticket times. To hit them, chicken strips produced days earlier are microwaved in a plastic pouch, creating micro-steam pockets. Plasticizers leach under intense heat. Tests detected bisphenol, a residues in 4 of 10 samples by Consumer Reports, 2024. Taco Bell called methodology flawed, offered coupons, and moved on. So the next time that cheesy, spicy aroma tempts you at 1 a.m., remember the hidden ingredients: carrageenan-bound fillers, sub-temp holding, antifreeze thickeners, and bleached chilled chloroform traces. Live Moz? Or maybe live longer by steering clear. 6 chains. One grim conclusion. Behind every bargain combo and viral sandwich lurk shortcuts that trade your health for their bottom line. Phosphates, trans fats, acrylamides, microplastics, even potential carcinogens. Ingredients never printed in glossy ads. Food should fuel you, not fool you. If you found this eye-opening, smash that like button, share with everyone who still lines up at these counters, and subscribe for the truths they'll never print on a menu board. Until next time, eat wisely, live strong, and stay hungry for real information.